It takes time and hard work to get to the point of feeling nothing towards your spouse. You don't wake up one day and say, I don't love the person anymore. Now, according to Gottman's research, relationship deterioration is progressive and involves at least 4 elements, which are criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. These 4 responses are destructive to any relationship. Over time, they do great damage to the relationship. They eventually lead to emotional distance, a major predictor of divorce. What Gottman may or may not know is that these 4 things also displease God. My name is Amobala Stephen. Welcome to my podcast today. I want to talk about 4 of the Gottman's relationship killers, so you need to watch out on these 4. But you know what? I want to pick on 2. Then in my next episode, I will complete the remaining 2. We're going to talk about criticism and contempt. But don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's get the ball rolling. Number 1, criticism. Now, listen. Everyone gets angry with a partner once in a while. That's true. Everyone also have disagreements. Anger, which by the way has the bad rap, is not an evil emotion, as I've highlighted in 1 or 2 of my episodes. Anger is the natural response to injustice. It is okay to have it. It is what you do with anger that counts. If you hold on to it, you create problems for yourself. When you insult the very being of your spouse, you're not only angry, but you're also critical. Now watch out. For example, if your husband meets your son's birthday party because he stayed late at work, you would be angry, undoubtedly. Your husband's behavior hurt your son's feelings and yours, truly. You can do one of the 3 things with your anger. Number 1, you can choose to lash out and insult him. You can say he's a jack who doesn't care about his son or wife. Number 2, you can become critical, because you've stirred up anger within you. A month later, when he forgets to bring in the mail, you can say all you ever do is to think of yourself. The result really, or this response, is a leftover anger from the previous meal of injustice that you have within. You will have allowed resentment to build, which is expressed in your angry put-downs to him. Number 3 that you can do is address the behavior that you don't like, which is the way to go. You can say, staying late made you miss the party. Now your son is upset. He wanted you here, so did I. It makes us both feel unimportant in your life and angry, and so is he. Now, what do you think about this line? This option really simply addresses the problem that led to the angry feeling in the first instance. The other 2 early responses involves criticism. The goal of criticism is to put down the person, not to deal with the issue. For example, the way you file our bills is ridiculous. Only a moron files the way you do, and married a moron. This is a no-no statement. This type of criticism wears on a relationship because it tears at the very being of a person. Over time, criticism kills a relationship, especially when it is dished out more often than positive comments. Now you need to watch out. To tear down the fiber of a person is ungodly and inhumane. You to be an encourager, praying for and supporting your mate no matter what, speaking kind and gentle words at all times. I know it's not easy, but it's just something you have to muzzle tons of courage to do. When you criticize your spouse for being who or she is, you rip apart his or her sense of self. Now that's very ugly. I'm not saying you should stop confronting problems. Get it? But I'm saying there's a good way and a not so good way to confront. Confronting the issue now or the problem behavior is appropriate. You know what? Constructive criticism is the best way to go. It is helpful and sharpens us. Slamming the other person, making fun of him or her, or putting the person down is hurtful and wrong, and the Bible detests or does not even approve of it. Now, criticism is not good for your relationship. I will be right back for the next, which is contempt. Stay with me. Yeah, I'm back. Now let's move on to contempt. When you feel contempt for someone, you despise the person. Contempt goes beyond disapproval to downward disgust. You may start disapproving specific actions, but when you allow the disapproval to grow and begin to attribute it to subordinateness in the other person, you are reinforcing feelings of contempt. Then any disapproving behavior becomes reinforcing evidence of why you disdain your partner. In my experience, couples ready to call it quits have allowed this feeling of contempt to grow and be reinforced in their thinking. Ending the relationship becomes an option because they can't stand the other person. They no longer get angry or disappointed. Now all they feel is contempt for their partner. The usual comment is, I just don't love her anymore. Or, I just don't love him anymore. Of course not. You've allowed contempt to enter the relationship. It kills off love, if you must know. Now, take a look at this example. Sue and Ryan. They felt contempt for one another. Really? Marital therapy was virtually impossible because all they did was mock any attempt to repair the relationship. The homework assignments that I even gave them some time ago when we had a discussion, were sabotaged by the cynicism and sarcastic remarks. One spouse began an assignment and the other made fun of it. Now that's not good. When I tried to deal with this couple, almost every exchange ended in hostility. They will not control their tongues and were masterful at name-calling, blaming and degrading each other. So, I began to see this too in individual sessions. Each had entrenched negative thoughts about the other. Until they were ready to address the contempt they felt, not much would change. Probably, one of the best examples of contempt between marital partners was shown in the 1989 movie War of the Roses. Ask me. The story is about the demise of a couple's relationship after 18 years of marriage. The growing hatred for each other progresses to destructive proportions. Watching these characters played by Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas is a painful experience played out by many couples today. I didn't find this dark comedy funny at all because it was the last screen reminder of the hate that can breed in relationship. This is not good. Now I'm thinking. Contempt has no place in the heart of a Christian. The injunction is to love one another, which is the greatest commandment. It precludes a place for contempt in your life. Love is the basis of everything. You cannot allow anger and bitterness to fester in your relationship, even with your partner or the people in your life. Contempt is the fruit of such seed. If you find yourself feeling contempt for your partner, there's a spiritual root that needs to be destroyed. Whatever led you to that point must be dealt with swiftly in love, forgiveness, release of judgment, and of grace. Thank you for having this podcast with me. I have been talking about Gottman's relationship killers. I highlighted 4 out of them, which is criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. So in this episode of mine, I mentioned 2 out of them, which is criticism and also contempt. In my next episode, I will be completing this. Thank you once again. It's my pleasure having this podcast. I hope you will join me next time. It's bye for now.